which is connecting to non-inverting input terminal of the op-amp. This is the Q2 transistor. We have a Q1 transistor. Which is connecting to this non-inverting. This is connecting to this. Okay, here you need to connect the load. Here you need to connect the load also. Here is the load. You need to connect the load. You need to connect the load. So the terminal is connecting to load now. And here you need to connect this. So before that, here we have a resistor R3. Here we have a resistor R. Okay. So this is error amplifier. This is error amplifier. This is the positive and negative. This is error amplifier. You need to write. I am writing here EA. You need to write clearly error amplifier. This is the non-inverting terminal. This is the inverting terminal. Okay. So this you need to call. So where will you get it? That V0 value. Here we will get it a V0 value. So at this point, we are getting the V0 value. Okay, so at this point, we are getting V0. So here you need to connect unplugged. Here you need to connect unplugged or V in. Unregulated DC. Unregulated DC you need to connect here. Unregulated unregulated DC. Unregulated DC we are going to connecting here. Okay, so here this is a V positive at this point, positive V. Okay, here we are getting that this is the R1 resistor, this is the R2, this is the capacitor C. Okay, so this is the inverting point, this is the non-inverting point, sorry, this is the non-inverting point, this is the inverting point, I and V. This is the error amplifier. Okay, we need to see that from this diagram, we need to see that in this diagram, the difference between non-inverting and V0, the difference between this non-inverting and this V0, which is directly feedback to inverting terminal. See, you need to see the diagram. This non-inverting and this V0 is directly feedback to. So you have feedback connection like this with the help of this. You have a feedback connection. See, this is the connection. So this is the feedback connection. You need to see that. This is the feedback connection. Right? We have a directly feedback to which terminal? To inverting terminal. And it is amplified by an error amplifier. So whatever we are going to connecting with the help of a feedback connection, so that is amplified by an error amplifier. We have here error amplifier. So with the help of that only, this directly feedback inverting terminal is amplified. And the output of error amplifier, and the output of error amplifier, and the output of error amplifier decides the pass transistor, or which will be divides the pass transistor Q1, so as to minimize difference between, non-inverting input terminal and inverting input terminals of error amplifier. The output of the error amplifier decides the pass transistor, or Q1, so as to minimize difference between inverting input terminal difference between non-inverting input terminal and inverting input terminal of error amplifier. See, we need to assume that here V input, V input of non-inverting input terminal. V, you need to take the non-inverting input terminal input. N means non, I means inverting, non-inverting input terminal is equals to V reference into, for this inverting, what we have in front of this, we have R1 and R2 and C, right? So here we will get V by R. V by R in the sense V reference into R2 by R1 plus R2. R2 by R1 plus R2. Therefore, the Q1, pass transistor Q1 is operating as an emitter follower. Therefore, the Q1 will act as a emitter follower. This is the Q1. The Q1 will act as a emitter follower. Q1 will act as emitter follower. Therefore, the V0 value is equals to. Therefore, the V0 value is equals to. Here the Q1 is emitter follower. Emitter follower. Okay. So the V0 value is equals to V reference into R2 by emitter follower means same only we are getting whatever we are giving input to your amplifier, so only we will get it at the output terminal. So this is only we will get it. So V0 is equals to V reference into R2 by R1 plus R2. If the output voltage becomes low, the voltage at inverting terminal, if the output voltage becomes low, voltage at inverting terminals of error amplitude or error amplifier also goes down. You need to remember that if the output voltage becomes low, the output value will becomes low, what will happen? The voltage at the input terminal of inverting or inverting terminal of error amplifier also goes down. So this makes output of error amplifier. This makes the output of error amplifier to become more positive. So there, by dividing Q1 more into conduction state, it means that this will be makes output of an error amplifier, the output of the error amplifier to become more positive. Y means which will be act as a emitter follower. The Q1 will act as a emitter follower, right? So because of that reason, you need to see that this emitter amplifier, so error amplifier will act as a emitter follower. Then what will happen? This Q1 will more into conduction. So this reduces voltage across Q1. This will be reduces voltage across Q1. This reduces voltage across Q1 and derives more current. So this derives more current. Derives more current into load causing here. We have a load here, right? Load causing voltage across load to increases, so that the initial drop in the load has been compensated. Similarly, any increases in load, what will happen? If the load is increases, the voltage changes in the input voltage get regulated. Similarly, if any increases will going to happening in the load, by default what will happen? The voltage or changes in the input voltage will get regulated. Once it is regulated, so there is no change in that. So even though if the load is going to change, again we need to regulate the input voltage, which means that we need to apply constant input voltage. We are not at all applying variable input voltage. So if you are going to take in the output voltage value from this diagram. from this diagram. Okay, so this is the basic description of this block diagram. You need to remember that from this we are going to find out difference between inverting and non-inverting, non-inverting and V naught values, which is directly fed back to the inverting input terminal of emitter amplifier. So the output of this error amplifier, derives the pass transistor Q1. We'll able to derive the output of error amplifier from Q1 transistor or pass transistor, so as to minimize difference between non-inverting and inverting input terminals of the error amplifier. So we need to write down the non-inverting input terminal input voltage value is equals to V reference into R2 by R1 plus R. So if the Q1 resistor, if the Q1 transistor or pass transistor will act as a emitter follower, what will happen? The V non-inverting input terminal voltage value is equals to V naught. Then that equals to V reference into R2 by R1 plus R2. So that only we are writing here. You need to see that only we are writing here. We are writing that only here. Okay, now. So if the output voltage becomes low, what will happen? If the V0 value will be low, what will happen? If the V0 value is low, the input is applying, or whatever the input we are going to applying through here, inverting input terminal is also going to down. And this makes the output of error amplifier to become more positive, thereby deriving the Q1 more into conduction state, which means that if the Q1 transistor is going to conduction state, so then only we will get it the more positive output from error amplifier. Okay, so this is the basic key points from the IC723 voltage regulator. Coming to features of IC723. So what are the features we have for here IC723? So put a heading IC723 features or features of IC723. Features of IC723. Features of IC723. Features of IC723. Put heading features of IC723. So how it will works and what is the advantage? Where we need to use this? That and all will comes under features of IC723. So it works as a voltage regulator. This IC723 it works voltage regulator. The first point you need to write down. It works voltage regulator. It works voltage regulator. Voltage regulator. It works voltage regulator. At output voltage ranging from 2 to 37 volts. The output voltage range will be 2 to 37 volts. 2 to 37 volts at current up to, and the current value will be up to 150 milliamps. And the current value will be 150 milliamps. So this will be act as a voltage regulator, and the output voltage ranging from 2 to 37 volts, and the under the current up to 150 milliamps. This is the first point, first feature. And the second feature is, I need to write on the second feature, it can be used at load currents less than sorry, greater than 150 milliamps. It can be used at load currents is greater than 150 milliamps. It can be used at load currents greater than 150 milliamps with the use of suitable NPN or PNP external pass transistors. With the use of NPN, with the use of suitable NPN or PNP, NPN or PNP, NPN or PNP external pass transistors. External pass transistor. I am writing the external means EXT. You need to write clearly external pass transistors. External pass transistor. I am writing transistor means this OR. ER means transmitter. OR means transistor. You need to write clearly transistor. The second one is it can be used at load currents greater than 150 milliamps with the use of suitable NPN or PNP external pass transistors. And the third one is input and output short circuit protection is provided. Input and output, input and output short circuit protection is there with the help of this IC723 regulator. We have the internal short circuit protection. We have internal short circuit protection. This is the third point. And the fourth point is it has good line and load regulation. It has good line and load regulation. Good line and load regulation. It has good line and load regulation. The next point is in this IC723 regulator we have wide variety of applications. We have wide variety of applications of series, shunt, switching and floating regulators. We have a series voltage regulator. We already discussed last class. Series regulator, switching regulator, series, shunt. These are the applications. Shunt, switching, and floating regulator. See, we have wide variety of applications of series, shunt, switching and floating regulators. Then the last application or the last feature of IC723 is low temperature drift and high ripple rejection, which will be how low temperature drift. I am writing only temp. You need to write low temperature drift and high ripple rejection. High ripple rejection. High ripple rejection. Okay, now. So you need to remember that the features of IC 723 is, the first one is it works as a voltage regulator at output voltage ranging from 2 to 37 volts at currents up to 150 milliamp. The second point is it can be used at load currents greater than 150 milliamps with the use of the suitable NPN or PNP external fast transistors. Coming to the third point, input and output short circuit protection is provided. And the fourth point is it has good line and load regulations, that is 0.03%. And it is used as a wide variety of applications of series, shunt switching and floating regulators. Okay, and the last point is, and foremost point, it is low temperature drift and high ripple rejection. So up to now we completed the second unit. So in the next class tomorrow we have first hour. So in the first hour we are going to discussing about third unit, that is active filters and oscillators. So tomorrow's class we will able to discuss the third unit, that is active filters and oscillators. Now we are going to discussing about quiz questions.